One of my favorite things is having the time and the people's brains to pick that see a lot of other wholesalers' deals. For example, title companies, hard money lenders, right? Anybody that does services for other wholesalers, I like to pick their brains because you, as a probate attorney, see what makes a good wholesaler versus a bad wholesaler through your probate process.
Right.
So what would you say doing probate for tons of wholesalers makes the biggest difference for the wholesalers that you're like, oh, these guys are crushing, and this person, I need to help them out, do this, do that, or what do you see? Is there a trend of like, anytime I get a file from these kind of wholesalers, smooth sailing, we get this done, what would be some of those characteristics that we can learn from?
I love that question. So, you know, when I first started doing the probates and everything, I was picking up different wholesalers, different investors, and it was more of a chaotic process.
Yeah.
It started getting more high volume. The first thing that I had to do was rein that in. I had to create a system for myself. And in order for me to understand how to better help and better see what was going on out there, it had to start with me first. So the first thing that I did was rein in the chaos and create a system, create a checklist, create a process. That only happened like maybe a year ago. And yeah, I know, because back when I was at the old firm, it was just call out probate, and I didn't really, I was more focused on just doing the probate versus like understanding teams, communication efforts, and systems. Once I developed the system, once I got the checklist in place, I then started to see, okay, who am I aligning with that has systems and processes like I do?
Got it.
Then I started seeing, wait, this team, they have a TC, they have acquisitions, they have dispo, they have different people on the emails, and they're also getting us the documents that we need. So one of the biggest things that has helped in my practice, and I see that helps others, is getting all the documents and communicating on what everybody needs so we can be the most efficient. So the teams that I see, they have multiple team members, they have roles, they have SOPs, assigned people. And then I see the other side, right? The other investors that don't have the teams, but there are investors out there that have their own systems in place. They're a little bit low key. And for the ones that don't have that in place, now that I'm in a more structured mindset, I'm in a more detailed, organized, structured mindset, I can then say to the ones that are not in that position, say, hey, I've done this with numerous teams, numerous files. The best way for you to do this is this way. And they actually like the feedback. At first, I was a little hesitant to kind of give the constructive
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
You've been in the game for so long. You've seen how people react to different ways of criticism. But I viewed it as, hey, I want to help you get better. And I could say, these teams are crushing. And this is what's helping get better. So it's working through those little nuggets and things that I've seen.
That's awesome. So really what I'm hearing is systems and processes. It sounds like the wholesalers that have more of their shit together is they have systems and processes. The ones that don't have systems and processes don't have their shit together. And I love that because you are now seeing it as a business owner, how you need systems and processes in your business that allows you to work better with other companies that don't have systems and processes. You have to build them in your business to help them out.
You're gonna love this too, G. So the other thing that I started implementing about a couple of months ago, and it was hard for me, it was difficult. I used to get text messages just directly to me through the business, through personal, or DMs on Facebook and Instagram. And the problem with that is now that I built a team, it's not just all me. And so when everybody's just texting and messaging me, it's hard to track. And like investors track KPIs and messages, I have to track that too on my lead end.
Yeah.
So one of the things I do, and I explain to investors, is I say, do you track KPIs? And they're like, yes, we do. And I was like, I have to track leads as well. And the best way, I don't want to miss a lead. I don't want to miss what's going on. I want to treat your deal just as I would a Gonzalo deal.
Yep.
The best way is email us. CC me, my team, Christina, Bailey, CC everybody, and then they'll give you the checklist. And that way it puts them in this, the way Al works is this.
Yes.
And it puts them in a cycle and they love it.
Oh, dude. I remember going through that. I remember going through like just you get all the text messages, you get all the calls, because you're the operator, you're the guy doing it, and then you scale it out. The public doesn't know, they're still reaching out to you. And there is a little bit of you don't want to feel too scaled, like going from that graduation of like, I'm just the probate guy that anybody can call, and now I own a probate business that does this. In order to take volume, you kind of got to graduate from that hustler to CEO. CEO can't be handling files all the time. It becomes a lot easier. And then I just get like, I'll get a text, hey G, can you help me out with this?
Right.
I immediately take that text, do another text thread, hey such and such, I'm connecting you with this guy, he does this in my company, he'll take care of you. And the emails, dude, sending everything to emails just organizes everything. Yeah. People will call me like, hey, can we do lunch tomorrow? Send me an email, then we'll reply back and we'll go back and forth in the email booking a lunch.
Right.
Because if I do it over the phone, I forget to put it on the calendar or whatever.
Right.
So going through email, like I use my email as my freaking CRM sometimes.
Like a funnel.
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It really boils down to one word for me that I've talked to my team about lately, which is boundaries. And I think that is something that has to be instilled in a culture with the firm, because not everything can be a fire, not everything can be an emergency, and it has to be structured in that way.
Yes.
And I'll say this too, with the emails, it's been huge. If you email me, I'm responding. And so one thing with the emails too is that I've learned, if you email, there's a certain time I get back to everyone's email.
Yes.
I go through the day and I open up everyone's email and we get back to people.
Yep.
And I've instilled that in the culture with the firm as well.
Yes.
And so the boundaries, replying to people, it's not even about probate, it's all business.
Right. No, yeah, it's so true.